So this is the organization name Voksen Corporate Training. We are into IT, information technology, soft skills, and healing training. We are providing training to individuals as well as corporates. So corporate is our 99% sector, but due to COVID, we have started helping and reaching out to individuals also, a group of people. So this is one of the examples where we are doing free workshop. There is one more workshop going to happen on 12th June. Link will be provided to you all. That is also advanced Excel. Today the contents are different. That the contents will be different. After that, we are planning for one PowerPoint. So you'll be invited for that also. So make sure you subscribe, and those who have registered through Google Form will be invited. These are some of the organizations, and very few I have picked up. There are 500 plus, and there are various reasons like why people come back to us and the way we serve. And you will get the recording. You can read through each point, and then we get good feedback. We provide customized training. Even in this also, I will listen to all your question queries and try to accommodate. But we have a limited time. I don't want participant to be here for more than an hour. So this is about your trainer. So my name is Altaf Karimi. I'm working as a corporate trainer, and due to a lot of modalities and other tools I've learned. So officially, my mentor told me to add healer because you are a healer. So I thought, okay. Then my major achievement is Microsoft Office certification. That's the MOS. I have 14 years global experience, and I have trained more than 30,000 people. And now due to this COVID, we are uh, conducting batches of 100, 200 participants at a time. That is also adding huge value. These are my subjects. So currently we are on the first level advanced Excel. The next you will be invited for advanced PowerPoint. And as and when we will announce other softwares, Power BI also lined up. You will get to know. Tableau and SQL, previously I completed 2 batches for that. And currently one batch is going for Excel macros in VBA. One of the batches in mid of completion almost. That is PowerPoint. So these I'm doing for group of people or for corporate. So if you have any link to the corporate, please suggest us. Coming back to the actual agenda of the day, this is what we are planning. So we'll learn few shortcut keys. There are 100 of shortcut keys, few basic features and few advanced features. And apart from this, if you'll have any question, queries, you put it in the chat window. And if time permits, definitely I will try to accommodate. But I'm planning the learning should go almost an hour continuously. And after that, we will take all the things. Okay. So I will just minimize this presentation right now. And this is the file I have created. So I conduct training for various corporates and open workshops. So a lot of topics are involved, a lot of sheets are involved. But today we'll have to focus on specific sheet because we have limited time and I need to add a lot of value to your work. So very first thing, when we start with Microsoft Excel, I will share the screen of Excel now. Day in, day out, most of you will be working with Microsoft Excel. That's not a doubt. But now, why are you here? Because Excel is something where every time, every day, there is a new learning might come up. And then if you get a tutor or trainer who can explain you conceptually how and what as well as why, then your life is set in Excel. It's something like that. So my way of teaching is exactly same way. I will be telling you if this is a given situation or scenario, then which tool is applicable first of all. Because sometimes people assume in a given situation, there are multiple features, multiple functionalities to be used. Do you think so? When Microsoft created and prepared this tool, they might have thought, आज ये कर लेंगे, कल वो कर लेंगे. Nothing like that. There is a dedicated situation, and in a specific situation, only one tool is applicable, and that's what I'm going to show you here. Okay. So let's learn about interface. Hmm? Everyone is using it since ages 2007. When Microsoft started with 2007 MS Office, they changed the interface completely. All the menus were replaced with the ribbon interface. So that's what is explained here. So I will not prefer to show you here, that you can just watch on your video also. But let me explain you practically. I will explain. I will explain only with the concept. It is getting recorded. If by chance you're not able to understand, not a problem at all. You can slow down the video when you watch on YouTube, and you can pause the video and you can watch it again and again. And it is just an hour recording, so it will not bother you much because it's not very lengthy. And then in between I will pause, I will take your inputs, that will not be recorded, so it will not increase unnecessary length to the video. Up to the mark we will be recording it according to the learning. So very first thing is that I want you to understand this concept. Okay, so on top we have something called as quick access toolbar. This place is called as quick access toolbar. I'm using Microsoft 365. That's the latest version. In April, on April 22, it was renamed as Microsoft 365. Previously, it was Office 365. Now I can click on this drop down. Before clicking on this drop down, it shows customize quick access toolbar. Now, what is this quick access toolbar? In short, it is called as QAT. That's what I have shown you in my slide. Okay. Now, how do we deal with it? So you can see there is an icon called as save. And when I bring the mouse here, it shows there is a shortcut key, Control S. That is also there. So what is the purpose of this icon here? If I will ask you, the one who is regularly using keyboard and like a master person in Excel, and I'll ask them, if you want to save your file, what will you prefer? Will you prefer shortcut key Control S, or will you come here and click on this icon? So I think the definitely answer will be Control S. So shortcut key is always faster. Cool. Now, why this icon is given? Is it a mistake by Microsoft? Not at all. Let us see what is the purpose of this icon here. Actually, it is not for save. It is by default. It is by default. Let's say I have this data, okay, and I will have to work with email IDs of these employees. Hmm? Look at this. This is a nice feature. And this email ID is abney.jeffrey@abc.com. And it gets converted into hyperlink because I'm following all the protocols of hyperlink @.com. Okay, and then all these things. So it has turned to email ID. Now by mistake, if I click on this one and suppose my system is very slow, then it will take time to open Outlook or Gmail, and then it will put the email ID, then I will close and my time is wasted and irritation is add on. Okay, so how can I remove the hyperlink? Some people suggest it's very simple. You right click and then remove hyperlink. Okay, but by mistake while right clicking again, if I clicked, it's pain for me. So I want an option where I just click on the cell and press a shortcut key and it is removed. So one method is that there is a right click option and you can remove the hyperlink. I'm not teaching how to remove hyperlink. Understand the concept, guys. It can be anything: conditional formatting or wrap text or merge and center, any feature. You use ribbon or you use right click, it doesn't matter. Now I want to make it easy. So how can I make it easy? I should know where is that option located, remove hyperlink. But unfortunately, I don't know in which tab it is located. I don't know where is that option located. So what I can do, I can click on the drop down here. I can go to the more commands. Then I click here, choose commands from. I select all commands. It will load hundreds of features, a huge list. Then I know it is called as remove hyperlink. I press R. Scroll down slightly to reach that option, remove hyperlink. And I got here. then I will add it, and then it is done. Okay. Now next time, if it is one cell or multiple cells, doesn't matter. I need to do selection, and then I can just come here and click on this icon, remove hyperlink. Isn't it easy? But you can make it more faster. How? Let me undo it. It is coming back, hyperlink. I can use it through keyboard also. So the moment I press Alt, look, numbers are reflected here, up to 5. So next time I have to just remember that number is 5. Then I press Alt 5 and it will hit that particular icon. Getting it? So everyday basis, whatever important features and functionality we use in Excel, and unfortunately there is no shortcut key or there is a very lengthy method to perform these operations, you can anytime go to the drop down and follow the steps. You can watch in the video how the steps are done. This is one thing. Second thing is that I always have a piece of data. I will have some data available with me, and in that data I need to highlight the duplicate cells. What do I do in that case? I select the piece of data. Let me just show you the live example. Okay, I have selected this data, then I go to Home tab, Conditional Formatting, Highlight Cells Rules, and Duplicate Values, and press OK. Now there is no duplicate data. Purposely, I will just put one cell down, Control D, and it's getting duplicated. Amazing, right? So you observe how I went to multiple steps like this. Can I make a shorter approach for this because I use it 10 times a day, and then releasing the keyboard, taking the mouse control and using it? But someone suggested me we can access this through mouse also. How? Let me just clear the conditional formatting. How? I select it, I press Alt, then you can see for Home tab it is H, then for conditional formatting it is showing L, then for highlight cells it is H, and then for duplicate values it is D. Okay, so it's lengthy actually, a lot of keys to remember. So what I have decided, can I make it something like this? So I can go here and I can search for all commands and then search for highlight duplicates. But why to do this? If you know where is the option located, you literally go to that option, then right click and add to quick access toolbar. The moment you click on this, it gets added on top. Okay, getting it? And now next time onwards, I think you can guess. Last time it was 5 for this, so it has to be 6 for this. So even I don't have to remember. I select and press Alt 6 and enter. It's done. So I'm again not teaching conditional formatting, highlight duplicates. Usually it's a topic which I cover in my regular training, but I'm telling you how you can make it accessible, how you can make it easy for your work. Understood? Okay. So this is how the quick access toolbar comes in picture. After quick access toolbar, there are something called as tabs. So home is called as a tab. Styles is called as a group. Okay. Conditional formatting is called as a command. Fine. And further, you can say sub commands or features like that. There is no formal name provided. Whereas sometime you will see this icon. This icon is called as launcher. It will launch an application like this. The moment I click here, it will launch more options related to that group. Is that clear? So here there are multiple processes are going on. My system behaves slow sometimes. This is done. Second approach is that every time we go to various tabs. For in pivot table, I go to insert. Okay. For data validation, I go to data tab. And there are many options. I keep switching between these features every day. So instead, what can be the better option? So when you are going through with the predefined tabs of Microsoft, why can't you create your own tab? That's very easy. I go to the file, options, customize ribbon. These are existing tabs available. I click on one of the tab, click on a new tab. It is called as custom. Custom means user defined. So I click here and rename, and I call it as my tab. Make sense? Then by default, a group is created. Just now I explained about the tab, group, and commands and subcommand. I'll rename it as analysis. I do a lot of data analysis, so I'm okay with this group. Then I will add some of the features. Let's say pivot table. Okay, so pivot is one which is widely used for analysis. Okay, so where is it gone? It is here. Add. Then sometime I use goal seek also for data analysis. But when I press G, it doesn't show anything. I can click on all commands and I press G, and then I go down and then I look for goal seek option. So it is under what if analysis. So I can add what if analysis, okay, directly as a tool like this. Then I would like to create one more group, new group. Maybe I'll say format. So I use a lot of conditional formatting in that case. Okay. This is slightly difficult to manage. So I use uh, color scale, that is widely used, and maybe spark lines. So I use spark lines. There are so many options. Spark lines. Like this, and I press OK. So likewise, the objective is to tell you you can create multiple groups, you can change the order of the groups like this, and you can change order of icon within the group commands, and then you can anytime rename a group or remove a group, or you can say reset. Press OK. So next time onwards, I'm not dependent on any of the existing tabs. I have created my own tab and I can utilize it. So it is very easy. And then when I say color scale, look at this, complete analysis is done. This portion of the salary is low, this is high, again low, and this is high. Quick and fast approach. And whatever I taught you in last 20 minutes, that is applicable in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, okay, as it is. So customize quick access toolbar, as well as create your own tab, customize your own tab. But usually I don't keep all these settings in my laptop because I need to keep teaching it. So I will prefer to reset all these things, and everything is gone. Clear? These two columns are also not required. It will hamper my current database. This is how I've come back to original settings. Okay. So let me know in the chat window, did you find this feature useful? Is it worth to attend this 20-minute session? And did you learn anything? Yes or no? You can put it in the chat. I'll have to pause the recording meanwhile. Yes. Now, when we work with Excel, I have already prepared a huge list of shortcut keys. If you Google it, you get the shortcut keys. But the problem with the Google is that it just dump the information. It doesn't categorize, okay, the information properly as per your need. But when you attend training through tutor and live training like this, you get what you want. Okay, you don't get what they teach you. Okay, this is the difference. So I have picked up only few shortcut keys, which I'm sure out of 5, okay, at least there will be one key which you will not be aware of. I can guarantee it. Okay? So yeah, if you are not an Excel trainer, okay, I think there are people, there are very known people in the group. There are friends also, there are students also. So let's enjoy it. Now what we talk about next is that control and alt. These are two very useful keys. So usually what happens, this is a human psychology and tendency, I can say. I keep cursor in A1, and this is my ordinary data. I press Control A, and the moment I press Control A, it takes me down in the bottom view of the data. It can be 100 rows, it can be 10,000 rows, it can be 1 lakh rows or 10 lakhs rows. Now, the moment you come down, people want to go up again very quickly, and they go to the corner here and scroll up. First of all, I do not understand why you want to go up. Whatever purpose for which you have selected the data, you continue, it will work. But this is what it is there, so no worries, you're free to take your ride. Now, how can I move up within lightning speed with a shortcut key? I select all. Control A is a shortcut key to select all. I keep cursor in the first cell. I press Control A and select all. How can I go back to the cell from where I've started with? Control backspace. I have already selected it. The moment I press Control backspace, it takes me up exactly to the same cell from where I've started my work. Easy and useful. And if you haven't used it, then definitely it's good for you. Share with others also. I was teaching this key, and then someone asked me, what if I want to go back? Then I cannot use Control backspace. I said absolutely true. You cannot use the same key for multiple purpose. Each key, each feature has a single purpose. So then I explored. Then there is one more key called as Control dot. You know, on your keyboard there is a dot period. Let it be selected, and I press Control dot dot. I hold Control and keep pressing dot. See, it traverses within four corners of the selection. Very easy. I can easily navigate. No need to get distracted. So Control backspace, then Control dot. Okay. Another important key is that it is very useful if some people apply a filter. So this is my data, and I apply a filter. And after applying a filter, what happens usually? Let's say I want to filter it on ICICI Bank. Okay. And then I select all. Control A. It takes me back. Control backspace. Control C. I have copied it. And then I want to paste it somewhere. I want to paste it somewhere, maybe here. Now I'm using something which is a very latest version. It has no bugs, no flaws. But sometime what happens, people use different versions where this functionality is not yet patched. Okay. And then what happens after paste, all the data, even behind the scene, okay, you can see row number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is hidden, but after paste it shows everything. So what is a shortcut key in that case? Okay, what you're supposed to do, you have to apply filter, you do your filter work, then do not copy paste. First you select and press Alt semicolon. You know, two dots are there. Alt semicolon. First you press that. And now you can see it is a consistent selection. Even the behind rows are also getting selected. But the moment I press Alt semicolon, you can see the gap. So it will select only visible cells. That is the purpose. That is the job of this key, to select only the visible cell. Alt semicolon. Then I copy, and once it is copied, you go to the destination, and wherever you want to paste, simply paste using Control V, or any other option of the paste can be applied. Is that clear? While working with this, suppose you're working in Excel and you want to quickly note down, okay, but you do not want your people to know about that as a database. So we use comments for that. Okay, so comments, if I'll write something about this person here next to salary, I will not be able to perform any calculations on this. So I want to comment something. So there is a direct shortcut key, Shift F2. Okay, Shift F2 is a functional key that creates a comment. Automatically it will insert a comment, and then you write your comments about it. After that, you want to handle it further, then you go to review tab. All the options related to comments are available in the comments group. Delete comment, hide comment, next comment, show comment, something like that. Okay, so this is a nice shortcut key to insert a comment. like this. Okay, and the bonus is here, when you have a data, with proper headers and proper numeric values, you can just keep cursor within the data and you press Alt F1. hmm? Alt F1 will create a default chart in Excel. Fastest way to create a chart. So simple. Is that clear? So this is what I have decided. Then when I'll start my session, I will show you my presentation about the organization, about the trainer, and other things, which all subjects I teach. Okay, and then I will teach you how the interface is working, how the shortcut keys are working, and I will record the entire session. And now at 4 p.m. I will take your question, queries, and then if you want to appreciate, you want to suggest something, you have a feedback or you have a complaint, you mention it, that thing. And then after 5 minutes, I will continue with my next agenda of the feature, which I have shown you in the presentation. Now, what is flash fill? Flash fill is a very nice feature, but it works on predefined algorithm, predefined method by Microsoft. It may sometimes not aligned if your data is not appropriate. Like uh, when I ask people to fill the form, and when I ask for the email ID, so I can send email to those people. Okay, those who have registered, they spend 2-3 minutes to register, and I found some people enter dash. So just imagine what these people are trying to show. I didn't understand, because they have filled all other information properly and just dash. So I could not send them the invitation. They lost it. So it is very important to have a consistent data accepted and asked for the user. So when I have asked you in a very structured way, you could have given in the very specific way. Okay. Now look at this. We have got full name of all the employees, and I need to extract first name here, last name here, and capital last name or first name, anything will do. So Jeffrey is the first name, Ebony is the last name. So in pattern of this data, okay, first is last name, that is surname, and then the comma, space, name. What is the pattern in this data? Comma and space. Is that clear? Now we have got a very new tool. It is available 13 MS Office 13 onwards, that allows us to distribute data, fetch data from immediate previous cell, or continuity has to be there. Look at this. The moment I write Jeffrey here, from my data, I have given one hint to the data that from this particular cell, pick up only Jeffrey. So it is smart enough to understand, is there anything before Jeffrey, after Jeffrey, which I didn't include. Is that clear? So now, after this, I will go to the data tab. I will click on Flash Fill. It has a built-in shortcut key by Microsoft, Control E. I just click on this and see data got filled. But now if you have last name, comma, middle name, comma, first name, so I am not sure it will behave in that case properly or not. It should work, but this is again cases where you need to check it out. But when there is a consistent data, it works absolutely fine. Maybe I want to pick up the last name of the person. So Abdi, enter. Now I'll use shortcut key, Control E. It is done. Simple. And by the way, it works with a capitalization with change case approach also. So if I write Jeffrey in capital, it is a smart tool. Flash with. It can work with the dates also, not only with text. So let's say from this date, I want to extract year. Okay, so the moment I write 07, Control E, see I got it. 0 cannot be preceded with Excel functionality. If I want month name, let's say May, enter, and flash fill, right? Okay, so the data should be consistent. That is what is the prerequisite of it, and it works absolutely fine like this. And you know the best part is that if this date will be changed to, let's say, Jan, okay, like this. I do flash fill here. I have to move it. Can see it works. Getting it? So it is very dynamic. It is very powerful feature of Excel flash fill. And then it works with the combination of numbers and text also. For example, this is my vehicle registration number format. So first two alphabet or characters represent it is state. So if I write T and here, enter and control E, it works absolutely fine. Not only this, if I want to know, let's say last four digit 8008, if I'll write that, this time look, I'm just typing only one entry. I'm not supposed to use control your flash fill again, because you can see there is an area covered indicating it's a flash fill already applicable. The moment I press enter, it gets updated. It's very dynamic. Okay? So this is how it works absolutely fine whenever we need to break the cell value into different combinations. See, so when the data is consistent, it's awesome. When the data is inconsistent, you need to check it out. And then if it is not working, then there is always a traditional way to handle this called as text to column. But this is a new feature, very smart way to handle your existing data to be broken up into multiple pieces or cells. Next. This tool is very powerful, very useful, and it has no limitations. You know why I have taken this data? Because I think all of you are from India, right? There is no one from the outside, so this data will be easy to understand geographically. Look at, I'm applying a filter. I'm applying a filter. Look at this carefully. You don't have to be very focused, but look at this carefully. I'm saying region should be east, and branch. We have a lot of branches in the east region: Kolkata, Cuttack, Patna, Darjeeling. Okay, I'll say it should be Kolkata, suppose. Perfect. How many records I got? 39. East region and Kolkata. Then I realized I want to add one more region. Okay, so I'll say clear this, and I would like to include west also, east and west both, east and west. And for east I need Kolkata, and for west I need Mumbai, like this. So east is Kolkata and west is Mumbai. Is that clear? Because geographically they are designed in such a way that west will not have Kolkata and east will not have Mumbai. Understood? But what if I want data like this? What I want, I don't want you to memorize. Let me just insert few rows above so you can remember what I want from this data. I want on department basis. On a particular department, I'm not going to be very choosy here. Whatever comes to my cursor, I will just go for that. Sales is done, then I take training. I could have copied all three cells. And what is the next branch? Nagpur. Okay. No. And I want this approach where I want a specific department and a specific branch. So sales from Kolkata and training from Nagpur. This is how I am looking forward for. I'll go to filter and you will say it is very easy. You will apply first filter, that is for sales, and second is training. This is done. Second filter you will apply for branch, that is Kolkata. And I know it's a last branch. Okay, Nagpur here. Easy. So I got sales from Kolkata, perfect. Training from Kolkata also. So what is happening right now? System is not looking at sales from Kolkata. It is looking at sales Kolkata, Nagpur, training again Kolkata and Nagpur. So that's why you got a mismatch, and it is absolutely blunder. It's not a perfect result. So what is the solution? Those who are expert in Excel, they find some ways, because anyway task has to be completed. So they first apply first set of data here, copy it somewhere. Then they apply second set of data, copy it somewhere. then club it together, and then proceed with some analysis on that data or share with others. That's why we are not supposed to use filter in such kind of situation. Okay, so what we do in such kind of situation, we can just use advanced. In the sort and filter group, there is something called as advanced. So I click on advanced, but I'll make sure my cursor is here inside the data. Click on advanced. It will ask you only two things, out of which one is already done. What a rhyme here. Look at this. So we have got list range. List range means entire data. Whatever data is given to you as an entire data, including headers, is called as a list range. Now, why system could select it? Because I kept cursor inside the data. By mistake, if I'll keep it outside, it will not be able to select. But that's not a problem. Okay, you can anytime manually select the data in list range. Criteria range means from this entire data, from this entire bunch of data, what do you want as a condition or criteria? So I select this with header. Now understand, I have restricted it to 2 columns, 2 rows, but you can take more columns, you can take more rows, no limit defined. I select it as a criteria range and I press OK. And look at this, 11 records and no mismatch at all. It gives 100% correct result. Only sales from Kolkata and training from Nagpur. Is that clear? So this is how advanced filter is defined and it works, but only the challenge is that you need to prepare criteria separately. It cannot be part of the data. Okay, you always prepare it separately, and the flexibility is that it can be between two sheets also, among two sheets. So one sheet has criteria and the first sheet and the second sheet can be distributed with data, which is a list range, and criteria range, that is nothing but headers. Okay, so now the two tools are completed, and I will take your question, queries, and anything you want to talk about. All right, so this was about the advanced filter, and now I'm going to talk about dashboard. So dashboard means what? Some people assume dashboard means there is a feature in Excel or PowerPoint. I teach Power BI and I teach Tableau. These are the tools. Okay, and apart from this, there is Click also, there is Oracle tools also, OBI. Okay, so there are other tools also, but in the Gartner's fourth quadrant, when I talk about top leaders, so Microsoft is Power BI and Tableau is again an organization, so they have a Tableau. So these are the two tools I teach additionally for visualization and dashboard creation. So just imagine there is a 5 days training which I conduct. So in Excel, the purpose of dashboard is to show summary at one place, so people can make decision. Now look at this data. Look at this data. I will do in front of you within few minutes. This is my data which I've just copied and pasted here. If you show this data to someone, they will not be impressed, okay, at all. But how will you make it impressive? This is a summary. It is talking about quarter. Quarter is made up of 3 months, means 90 days data. Getting it? So that is what is happening here. How we will make it relevant to others? Hmm? Let's see. This is the data which is called as total. This is a single column. This is also a single column, but there are 4 relevant columns, whereas this one is a single column. Understood? So whenever there is a single row or single column and you want to show a trend, a movement in this data, like you people pay electricity bill, credit card bills, and like cricketers when they score, different evaluated values are shown. That's what I'm talking about. I select this data and then I will go to home tab, conditional formatting. Some people assume conditional formatting means it has to be conditionally. That's change data bars. There are two categories, gradient fill and solid fill. It's just a choice. I am okay with the gradient fill. And you can see what is a movement in the data. So when you look at this, it is very consistent data, but suddenly here there is a fall in the data. If it is my revenue, if it is my income, I'll be worried about it. why there is a change here. Maybe you can take a call and talk to the customer. What happened? You can talk to your distributor or your colleague and how is it changing to such a low degree. Easy to understand. No need to create a chart. Previously, we used to create a bar chart. Second important thing, look at this. I select multiple rows and columns, and then here I find data bars is not very effective tool. I have to focus on each column. It is not allowing me to look at the pattern of the data. So what do you mean by pattern? Pattern means intensity of the color, okay, displayed with some numeric value. So when I say again, it's sales data, suppose. So higher the sale is good, which is universally denoted by green, lower sale is red. So I want to understand in this data which quarter or which particular piece of data or territory went high or low. Overall picture I'm talking about, not going quarter wise or not going customer wise for each quarter. Look at this conditional formatting, and we go with color scale. In color scale, when you look at the color scale, we have the option. When I bring mouse to the first one, it is for live preview. You can see in the background what is happening, and you can see it is showing green, yellow, red. The sequence green, yellow, red. That is high to low. Default parameter. The moment I click here, it's done. Just a click away, and you can see quarter two has more green compared to other quarters. And when I'll ask you which quarter is suffering a lot, it seems quarter three. Getting it? And which customer is doing bad, I can see this one. That's why his total is also affected. Look at this. Okay, which quarter is doing good, I see this one, or I see this one, like because of the high intensity of green, but here it is balanced, but still there is one green here. So this is how you can give a broader picture to the people. Okay, and additionally, bonus tool for you guys which was not mentioned there, what will happen in the next quarter, that also you can predict. Let me just copy one of the column, and that tool is called as spark lines. A very good feature added 2010 onwards. Very simple. I select the cells where I want to see the outcome. I go to insert. There is a group called as spark lines, and then if I want to see the trend, it's line. If I want to compare, it's column. So comparison is already shown here. But what about each customer? Each customer 4 quarters to be compared. I will not create here 13 chart because there are 13 customers. I click on column, and then I select entire data here, only numbers, and look at the outcome. So within a cell, chart will be created, very powerful feature called as spark line. But what if I want to understand what is the trend of this data? Instead of spark line, that is comparison using column, I want to see the trend. So I click on line, and you can see it's showing like this. You can see easily this customer is moving up, whereas this customer is going down. So I need to work on this customer. So easy, wonderful, right? Now I can enhance it further with a sparklines tab. Maybe I want to show where is the highest point, show me that, where is the lowest point, and I can use some of the predefined styles here, like this. And when you will represent this data, okay, compared to this one, and definitely people will understand what is happening in this data. Okay, they will love to see such kind of more things from you. So this is how the difference is there using the tool. We can make it dynamic. So whenever we create any summary using pivot table, using normal data, using function, we can enhance it by using these functionalities. Okay, so these are the tools which is widely used in dashboard. They come from different options. And finally, I want to show slicer. Slicer is a very nice feature. Again, it is added in a new version. So I select it, I select the data, insert table, sorry, press OK. Creating a table is must to use slicer. Again, it's added in a new version. starting from 2013. I've selected it. It gave me some filter. I'm not happy with the filter, so I can go to data and off this filter. And then as soon as I have inserted a table, I got a table design here. Table design. Okay. So when we talk about table design, fine. In this table design, we get an option called as insert slicer. Slicer is a very latest way to filter the data. Understood? So I'll say insert slicer based on customer name, and it will appear like this. Stall. Best part, the moment I click on one of the customer name here, it will show me only that customer data. Look at this. And if I want to compare two customers, okay, this one with this one, I can hold control and click. These two customers are compared. See, this is going downward, this is going up. His total is low, his is good. In quarter 3 he did bad, and in quarter 4 this guy did bad, and here it is good. So easy to understand and compare. So you must be aware of filter, you must be aware of conditional formatting, but now you see a different perspective, a complete different example with the combination. This is what happens when you have a very good knowledge of Excel, you know all the tools and techniques properly, and then any point of the time you start reverse engineering and you come across with such kind of result. And if you share this one with others, they will be very happy with the result. Is that clear? So this I have decided that I will complete up to 430 entire concept of these tools, like how the shortcut keys work, complete interface idea, some of the tools like flash fill, advanced filter, conditional formatting, slicer, table, collectively, sparkline. I named it as a dashboard. While working with dashboard, you can apply all these features, and mostly the dashboard are based on summary data that is created through pivot tables. So you can see I'm not using any chart at all. Without using chart, I made it awesome here. Okay. So this was the agenda for this entire webinar, but definitely it is not enough, because those who love Excel want always more and more and more. But definitely we have some ways to handle those things also. So now I will stop my recording